Hello, everybody. Welcome to the eulogy of our dear and beloved Gibby. He was on this earth for 22 and a half years, and unfortunately, God, in his infinite wisdom, has taken him into the pearly gates themselves. Let's go around the table and just say how much we miss Gibby. Starting with you, John.
Man, I miss his dedication to Raid Shadow Legends, grinding for those 5 stars, really a commitment to humankind.
What about you, Orion, also known as Seth?
Time to help me there. Yeah, it's any mobile game is less without him. Every time I look at my phone, I just think back about his ads, his enthusiasm.
Thank you so much for your words. Eric?
I'm sorry, what? I'm playing Great Shadow Legends.
Just as
What are we doing?
Gibby would want you to. What about
Oh,
you,
hold
Draco?
on. A new Wizard 101 update just got released. Hold on,
Oh my
hold on.
god, it's like
I
he's in
can't.
the room
I can't
with
play
us.
today.
Oh,
Oh, we found a
Draco.
replacement.
Motherfucker spent 10 years on Wizard 101.
That motherfucker did spend that long on Wizard 101. That was, pretty
you
true.
got everything though.
Man said fuck the paywall.
He did. He watched every single advertisement. He
The
just told
biggest
us
whale.
this.
Whale!
In the smallest of ponds.
Well, Gibby, wherever you are, I hope you're happy with all those mobile games and the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV. I
Man
hope you're not in
infected
hell,
Every single one of us.
trapped in a pyramid scheme. Okay. Guys, how are we
What is
doing?
heaven if not a pyramid scheme?
Actually, great.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Are you the only one doing great? Is anyone else doing great?
Oh no, I'm fine. Big chilling.
Feel like shit emotionally, physically, just fine, unlike you, John.
Damn. Very true. I do not feel anything emotionally, as we all know. How about you,
So-
Eric?
I am thoroughly mediocre in all aspects of my life.
Could you say you're content?
No,
Satisfied?
no.
Would you say you're content?
You are my content.
Actively.
Shut the fuck up, Zane.
Well, no need to... I guess I will recap my own physical condition. I sprained my lower lumbar at work, and now I'm in hell of my own mate. So, with that being said, welcome back to Ugarest. Who wants to give the recap for what happened last time?
I'll fucking do it, why not?
Alright. Let's hear it.
In the last session, we departed for Ugarest on the name of airship I can't fucking remember.
That is its name.
Yeah. There, we were eventually traded off to one Xander? Xander? I don't fucking remember.
I think so.
I think it's Xander, but I don't. Pronunciations are hard. We were traded off to Xander, basically hostage exchange, and eventually made our way to Ugarest and met with one. The fuck was his name? Gordon?
Yeah.
The boy?
Yeah, we met with Gordon, who updated us on the situation, telling us about each of the delegates. The two that are with the Archon and the 7 neutral parties.
Yep. And what's your job with them?
convince them to side with the War Master.
Okay. Well, for anyone else who wants more details on how that went down, and the assortment of names that I have given my players, you can go back and watch the VOD. But for you all who are trapped in this hell with me, we have to decide some things. You basically have 2 narrative days to walk around Ugra, see what you see, before you have a scheduled meeting with the War Master, known as the White Maiden. So, as I guess the night hits you all, jet lag, all sorts of badness hits you. What are you guys doing? Are you planning to go late in the night and see what the city at night? Or are you gonna wait till morning and start your investigation then?
Probably wait till morning.
Alright, we have one for morning.
It might be good to look at bars for those who can go to bars and shoot the shit with people and see who's talking about politics. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's... Does Nav want to patrol the town, collect some information with his less than... I don't know, people hate the demi-humans here. So wherever we go, if people see us, maybe night is the best time for us to try and, cloak and dagger, collect some information.
Nav is like the only one of us who can
shit,
easily blend in.
True.
Well, I was also thinking it might be a good idea to get like a lay of the land. Like, that was one of the biggest issues we had in Destry when we were in Destry? Or the Blazing Star town, because we didn't know anything about like the streets and shit, or directions, or where anything major was.
I agree that we should get a lay of the land, but I would prefer that we have our hate shield known as Xander.
We can drag him along with us.
True.
I think it would be worth going in night and in day.
Yeah.
Because, surroundings look completely different at night than they do during the day. And that way we might get at least a vague grasp of what's going on at night. If y'all want, I totally forgot y'all are like hate crime victims waiting to happen in the city.
You're also a hate crime victim waiting to happen. You're just more disguisable.
I am passively. I am light-skinned.
Can we actually talk about that, Nav? What race are you?
Asimir.
You're an
Asimar.
What
you
kind?
Fucking ruined that name.
It looks like
Fallen Angel. I don't remember what it's actually called, but that's basically.
You're a fallen one.
Yeah.
I think
it is the Fallen.
I think when we made your new character sheet, I didn't add that, so it's just not in your features. So you may want to add that.
No, you fucked everything up because you thought it was cringe.
I fucked everything up.
Yes. You literally called it the ass Amir in like the race sheet, and you changed all the names of all of the like racial abilities and shit like that. Because you thought it was cringe. Yes, it 100% is.
It sounds like
you're
something
gaslighting John.
Pull up my character sheet and look under the race, and that was you.
Yeah, I understand that, obviously. But I feel like I forgot to copy and paste something. You should... Asimars get a actual mechanical thing at level 3. And I don't see it on your sheet.
I'm pretty sure I've got that, but I will double check.
Well, it depends on your sub-race. Because some of them, they're all different, I think.
You get the fucking bone wings.
Yeah. You said
you get
fallen.
The ability to...
Yeah, level 3 you can do stuff, and it looks like it's called Necrotic Shroud. It should have added automatically, but I didn't have Volos at the time. So I'm gonna add that now. There you go, bud. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Good. I'm glad you'll forgive me. Okay, sorry about that, interrupting. But you do outwardly appear to be human, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, you should have no problem blending in with this society of, indigents? Indignants? Assholes?
There you
Asshole.
go.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, actually, I didn't think about this. Zane can also walk around with his magic detection, and at night might be useful. Less things in his eye. I don't know how it works, honestly. But if we just take a quick stroll through town, we can find out where places might be important to go to.
I'm not opposed to going at night. I just think if we're going to do night, maybe tomorrow, while we know that we can have Xander on hand.
I am not exactly afraid of these city's guards. We saw them when we
I
landed.
mean, I'm not either, but better to have something that people hate more than us.
Yeah.
Like if we don't have that shield, maybe a lot more difficult to do some scrounging around.
So the real question is, does Nav want to shoot the shit with some new locals?
Yeah, I can do that.
You don't have to. You just don't want to.
Actually, if I can connect our brains again, and if you stay close by, you could relay some information to us, and if something does hit the fan, we could run out there, save you.
I mean, yeah. Just stay out of sight. That's if I have to if I have to infiltrate like fantasy KKK, I can't be seen with like, you know.
Yeah.
It
It
does it hurts my
is
chances if they see
telepathic
me.
bond like just
Yeah.
is
I can.
telepathic bond like select people within radius and then it's just infinite length?
I believe it's restricted to one continent. It's not, whatever, actually unlimited. But I have to cast it virtually anyway, and it's 30-foot range. Up to 8 willing creatures.
I thought telepathic bond would have had like a more restrictive range on it.
And John, you actually did give me that Asimir thing.
I did.
Yeah, that's the gift that the tyrant gave me.
No, that's an actual item.
Yeah, but
You
you
have it
said that
twice.
took the place of that thing. Because I picked
No.
this and you were like, you're gonna hate me for what I'm gonna do to this, and then that was my gift. Was the
No, I
gift.
think it's because they were so similar. It's why you would hate me, but you do get your own thing.
Oh, okay, I did
I-
not think that was the case this entire time.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's describe what we're actually doing. It sounds like Zane wants to chill in the diplomacy hold, or the embassy. There we go. Whew, words are hard today,
I
guys.
mean, if we want to do the telepathic bond and then Nav goes to do his own thing, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I just want to weigh in case something goes bad in the first hour. You could at
Okay.
least tell us something.
Oh, something.
I would hope we could make it longer than that without getting into trouble.
Well, the nights can be
Regardless
long.
of if this is what we're doing, I'll just yeet an enhance ability for charisma onto Nav
Okay.
after the ritual for telepathic bond is out.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Mirth, what about you?
I'm going to put on a cloak and I'm going to be telling Nav to make sure that he's going to be all right. And no, like, hate crime is going to happen from association.
Okay. You just throw on a cloak and you're like, all right, now to blend in perfectly as a really long-armed, nearly 7-foot tall motherfucker.
I know
But
how
not
to
just
take the
double
back
joint the
roads.
arms behind the back. Give yourself a hunchback with arm.
Oh, it's true,
Yeah.
Mirth. You do know how to take the back roads now.
Yeah, especially since you've given me city street secrets,
Yeah.
as well as me being naturally stealthy.
Okay. Well
Gotta
then.
run into the fucking smuggler before anyone else.
All the drunk people are like, "Wow, that's a really big rat."
Oh no, heard stories about these type of rats.
Well, Nav,
All right.
whenever
If
you're
we're
ready.
doing this, what do we have specific questions we want?
Think just anything about the 7 people we could convince? Maybe like
I feel like
where they actually live, where they work. Just get some regular gossip, you know? New here.
general
Only
locations. Maybe the one I want more info on is what's his name? Insane Vehicle Man.
A
Boga.
Bogard. Yep.
Alan Bogart.
Oh, actually, I don't even know if I know that. But Nav is from Big Stinky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so's Boga. Maybe it would not be a terrible spot to start for
We know
you.
that Bogart's from Big Stinky.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Oh,
he's
he'll be
selling.
sales-
He's
yeah.
there we
selling
go.
too.
Yeah, that's what
He's
it was. I knew he was
selling
connected to
things.
it.
He just likes making vehicles, guys.
So learning about Alan Bogart and Lady or Torvi Kilfella, Lady Kilfella, uh, their locations because they seem to be the most
Accessible.
accessible. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like when we're ready to go for like Fontaine, Richard Fontaine, Gordon could just tell us where he is.
yeah.
I'm sure
Because he's like
Gordon.
chief knowledge person.
The master debater, you mean?
Yes, the master debater.
Yep.
True.
Uh, I think we might be able to find Stormsbane easily as well.
Actually, that is a good question. We landed at, was it an airship terminal or just some place?
No, it was a military airship terminal. Yeah.
While we were landing, did we see any other terminals around nearby?
There's like 10 scattered throughout the city. This
Hmm.
place is very busy. And not
Anywhere
just
from our
to,
sky
like...
high view in the airship that might have looked like a place to build airships.
No, you would not see that just offhand.
That's probably
I
a
figured.
state secret. To do terrorist attacks and stuff.
Alrighty, Nav.
Yeah, I guess I find like the closest bar.
Oh, yeah.
I follow behind,
Is this
stalking him.
is the setting more modern or more
It is about as
typical?
modern as you can get.
Okay.
Streets are mostly made out of asphalt or painted gold, quite literally. The architecture is more robust than like a city that we would know it as. So rather than just being like super efficient concrete skyscrapers, they look nice. This city is appealing aesthetically. Most of their architecture matches, except for the cases where it is clearly like a place of importance. Or, well, you haven't even seen the richer neighborhoods yet. You're like in a military quarter, basically.
Yeah.
So when you get outside of the embassy, there is a vehicle kind of waiting and idling by with its headlights currently off. And Xander is standing outside with a flashlight under his chin going, "Kaloo-kalay! I was told you might be doing some nightly escapades!"
Yeah. So, like, everyone in the city knows and hates you, right?
Every single one!
Do they know you're affiliated with the military?
Kind of. Some
So can I
don't.
do this
Some don't
with-
care.
Can I do this without you, or am I gonna have to sneak away from you?
You don't want to. You don't want me to tag along?
No. You're for the others, not for me.
Oh. Well, Kaloo-kalay! Now that I know that you're not gonna be my friend, I don't have to play pretend! Do you know how to drive a car?
I have land vehicle proficiency.
Sounds good enough to me. He throws you the, like, car keys.
Cool.
Yeah. You hear Xander mutter to himself as he, like, walks past you, that there's one group that does not hate him, and it is a local, you know, like in Chicago, they have those, like, really old-timey, rustic trains that just sort of run throughout the city. Like trolleys.
Like the tram cars?
Yeah, the tram cars. Those guys don't hate Xander. And he doesn't know what it's going to take to get to them. Because he's been trying, and he just cannot figure them out. Like, he wants to get banned from these stupid tram cars. And they just won't ban him.
People who run tram cars are like the most chill people ever.
He hates them. He can't stand them. Either way, Xander throws you the car keys. And yes, they are car keys here in Ugarest. Not vehicular locks or, I don't know what the... I don't have anything prepared for that. They also have phones here. Oh, shit.
What? Like phone
Communicators?
booths or?
They have wired telephones. And, like, Morse code machines.
Ooh.
They even do have phone booths, yeah. Most of the stuff is landline. It's not like, it'd be like the old-timey switchboard stuff, not like the wireless.
These motherfuckers got landmines. Or landlines, fucking. Maybe they have landmines too.
I got landmines
Okay,
too,
no
fuck it.
adults.
Yeah, instead of fields of flowers, we have fields of landmines. You don't, you admire from afar.
True. Well, Nav, you've just been given a vehicle.
What's the mileage on this thing?
I get in the driver's seat, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think back to your time in Big Stinky where they taught you how to, like, move a tank. And you're like, oh, fuck. I wasn't trained for this shit. What's a steering wheel? Where are the tank controls?
Where's the levers?
Yeah, where's the gunner thing? How do I fire?
Like a spy car.
I don't. Can I figure this shit out, John?
Yeah, give me a land vehicles check. It's probably based off wisdom or intelligence or...
Sure, it's not charisma.
It doesn't actually say. It's just asking.
It should prompt you for something, yeah.
Yeah, it's saying any of them. I'll just do intelligence. That makes sense.
Oof. Let's see if this thing's a manual or a standard.
Oh no.
If it's
Wait,
a
is it stick?
if it is a standard, you are fucked. But If it's a manual, it shouldn't be too hard, right?
Does Nav know how to parallel park?
I'm gonna roll this dice and say low is bad for you. That is a 15. You
Ooh.
may not have a license. You may have just been handed a potential weapon to several people who are, you know, low hit point value. But you know how to drive this thing, Nav. It's gonna be janky for the first like 30 hours. But you are in a car.
Oh god, that means Mirth has to catch up to Nav. He's driving in a car.
How fast are these cars? Like, is it like old timey Fords?
Topping out 40.
No, they're not like 19. They're like, I don't want to call it the Kubel wagon because that has some annotations to it. But like, yeah, it's like 1950s, 1960 models.
Okay.
So it could
What's the
top
speed
out at like
limit,
70 or something.
Yeah.
What's the speed limit? Because I might be able to catch up to them.
It depends on what part of a city you're in. But, Mirth, you're gonna be chasing a vehicle, man. It's not gonna be easy. Mirth, why don't you just go ahead and give me a, Constitution survival check?
Okay.
To be fair, he is a monk.
so-
He does have that boosted speed and fucking what's it called? Key dash.
Yeah, but he's not gonna burn all of his ki
Yeah,
when
I was gonna
the car
say to
goes
chase a car.
400
That's
feet.
a 6.
Mirth, I think just trying to keep up with it and continuously like track it. You're not used to this kind of foot chase with a vehicle that is much faster than you. That does blend in with traffic. So although you like follow him down the one road, because you guys are up here, right? Where home base is apparently been printed up. Like, Nav will take this
they're
route,
down south.
and then you'll kind of just lose him after the bridge.
Okay.
So, shit.
Yep.
Well, Nav, you're on your own. What do you want to do?
Find the nearest. I say bar, figuring that's probably what it will be, but like, a lot of areas just have that, or they've been popping up recently, of just like, like the really gentrified areas, all the new shops, and there's typically in those areas, there's like a street or two that's just a bunch of shit going on for nightlife.
Mm-hmm.
Not always necessarily a club, but like,
You're looking for
or
like
a
Party
series of
Row or
clubs.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just like Hangout Row, or just
Someplace with people.
yeah,
Give
where the
me-
people gathering.
Give me a beautiful perception check. 'Cause you'll be following traffic. Alright.
We're doing good right now.
We're getting all the bad rolls out of the way now.
I'm gonna follow traffic in a circle for a while.
I guess so. You will kind of go this route. Follow the yellow arrow, if you will. Where you
Yellow
will...
Brick Road, if you will.
yeah. You will just kind of... Wait, that's an actual canal. John forgot to put a bridge there.
Parkour.
You go straight off the side, because John missed this little part where he needed to put a little bridge there. My
And
bad.
it's just like that the connection via
Hey,
the
it was
telephone
gone. You follow this seaside road where there are dozens of docks, hundreds of ships, a massive harbor that is just glowing with ship-alights. It is kind of ghostly in a way. I've seen so many like vessels just in the bay, docked for now, waiting to have their turn at port before heading out to the open waters once more. You continue to follow this road, the non-existent bridge, past buildings on your right, where you see a lot of, like, hotels and, I don't want to say pit stops, but basically, like, these nicer establishments that tend to people who get off voyages. So rather than having, like, a bunch of private property right next to a harbor, it's mostly just, like, I don't want to say public housing, because that's not it, really.
Yeah. It's like a beach town where right along the coast there's a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But if you go like a few streets away, it
True.
is not.
You follow here, and now you're in, like, a quieter residential area where there are actual, like, townhouses stacked on top of each other. Some go several stories high. Others are just, like, low standing. I mean, from here you can make a left, a right, or a straight shot through.
I think a straight through.
Okay. Well, you follow the road straight. To your left, there's this huge-ass cathedral, which is sitting on a hill, and to your right, there is an even bigger, I don't want to say mountain, but it does feel kind of like a plateaued mountain with thousands of grave markers. On the fence outline, although the graveyard's completely darkened, the fence outlining it has dozens, if not hundreds, of lights just illuminating the street for you. It feels peaceful in this area as you continue to follow the road, heading up and through more residential areas. Eventually you'll get out of this part of the city. And I guess you can either head deeper in or just follow the outskirts around some more.
Probably deeper in.
Okay, you head
To the
deeper
right.
in. And here is where you will find Party City. This is kind of where traffic stops. People are just kind of walking out in the middle of the night, just jaywalking, ignoring crosswalks. And there are hundreds of people just sort of on this one road. You can park more or less anywhere. You'll find parking and start walking around, now having found, what's it called? Party Row.
Where it's happening.
Yeah, where it's happening. There's this big ass, like, amphitheater slash park, which is kind of open to the public. And there are a lot of stands, like concession stands, just handing out alcohol. There's musicians that are playing on patios of restaurants or bars. All sorts of nice establishments that cater to the upper to upper middle class. Oh, he's got mom aggro.
Yeah, while he's in a serious duel for his life, can I say, whenever they get to about like 50 minutes or something, whenever that is, I do want to give Mirth and Nava, hey, my fucking bond's gonna run out soon, so be in danger or don't be.
Murph, would you have just gone back out if you couldn't find him after this bridge?
Probably not. I actually would have thought I would be competent enough to find him and find Party City on my own.
I cannot be bested by a mere object.
Oof. Jeez, repair.
But yeah, Zane will use the telepathic bond to also say that his spell is running out as well.
Okay. I'm gonna say Nav got a little bit lost and meandered around. So he's only going to have like 10 minutes left of either of your spells anyway.
So telepath and my charisma boost is almost gone.
Yeah. So
Okay.
when you
We
like
got
get
10
out
minutes.
of the car, you hear in Yugu's voice like, "Hey, my spells are almost up."
Shit. Probably go find. Are there any bars or alcohol dispensers that are just like, you know, that like chest height bar where
Yeah.
people are just, I'm just gonna find like one of those.
You find like this wooden exterior but metal interior cart where some guy's basically just making drinks with like ice in the center of it. And ice is actually really hard to come by. Just in even in like the continent, just in general. Like the fastest way to get ice is to quite literally put water in trays and like freeze them. There's no like industrial ice makers, but here in Ugares they do have access to those. So everybody's drinks are super cold, cool, or I guess warm if you want it warm. But there's just guys handing out like these disposable cups for like silver pieces, basically.
I guess I will grab one. Um, are there people like hanging out at the bar, or that is everybody grabbing their shit and like walking off somewhere?
They kind of walk off in groups or on their own. They meander closer to like where musicians are playing, on these like outdoor patios of restaurants and whatnot.
Yeah, then I guess I'll grab a drink and just meander over to one of those spots. Um, uh, maybe somewhere where if there's like people who are dancing, maybe head over that way.
Okay. You head to some random dancers that are just vibing with this weird mix. It's just weird music, especially to a guy from Big Stinky. Like, you
Mhm.
thought, like, Tolf's music was strange. And you're like, alright, what the fuck is going on here? Nah. I'll let your imagine take you away with that. In fact, why don't you tell me what Ugares music is based around?
Um, synthwave country.
Phew, that was fast.
Oh, oh no.
Got that brewing.
In my mind, it's just Darude Sandstorm mixed with, like, my big green tractor.
No, it's Party Central. It's Red Solo Cup.
Oh,
Obviously,
Red Solo Cup. Down, 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 down. Okay.
I'm just imagining Darude Sandstorm with like the screaming cowboy guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, the one screaming at the moon. Um, yeah, then I guess I'll try to like the thing where you're at the club by yourself. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to a club by themselves, but I have, so I have this experience personally. Uh,
Well,
there's a thing where you're by yourself and you're on the dance floor, and some groups are very closed off and they're only dancing with themselves, and some groups will just kind of like take you into the fold.
We're looking for the mosh pit.
oh,
Yeah, and you just gotta like, not even the mosh pit, you just gotta like dance by yourself for a while, and you just kind of jive around people, and then sometimes you're just like osmosis in. Uh, yeah, weird dancing icebreaker. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get in with the group somewhere.
That sounds like a performance to me.
Oh God.
right as my spell's running out too.
This is at advantage. Very nice.
Didn't even fucking need the advantage for that one.
You know, it's awkward at first, as you just sort of start swaying with this weird beat, but eventually you find your groove, and you start approaching some people, and just like you said, some people are like, hey, fuck off, mister. But other people are like, oh, hell yeah, look at this new guy. Fucking looking sick in his weird exotic clothing. Nav, how are you dressed right now? You're not wearing your armor and weapons, surely.
I don't have to wear my weapon. Armor, no. Probably not even the shield, I would say. Would the embassy have had civilian clothing for us?
Yeah. They have, like, local stuff. Not like the toll stuff, but...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It wouldn't be sized correctly, but, you know... For a vacationer, it would pass.
I'm trying to think if he would even, like, care or think of... I didn't think of it, so I don't think he'll think of it. So he's probably just in, like, his civilian Tolst
Alright.
clothing.
Yeah, it is a conversation starter for sure. These, I don't want to call them homogeneous, but they know their own brands. And when you show up in just more or less the exact same thing you wear every day in Tulsa, this kind of like workman's, but I don't want to say workman's style, but in Tulsa, and especially for a military guy like yourself, it's more about function over form. So you're, I can't say denim. It has to be a different kind of material than denim. You're just wearing Kevlar and everything. So yeah, you get some curious looks directed your way, and eventually you start dancing with someone. And by now your spells will have run out. As you groove to the
Now,
beat.
if he gets mugged, we'll have no idea.
Oof.
Do we hear Nav's thoughts about the music, by the way?
No, not unless
I
he
think
directly makes an effort.
Shame.
yeah.
So Nav, what's the plan now?
That's a good question. A party is a somewhat awkward place to bring up politics because a lot of people don't want to deal with it during.
Look
a
for
party.
drugs.
Well, is your
I
plan
could
to
look
like
for drugs.
dance with these random people for like an hour and a half and then like strike up conversation?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't necessarily have to be an hour and a half, but yeah, it was to like ingratiate myself a little bit. So now I'm just like a stranger that they're having fun with at a party, and not like a stranger that's just coming up and being like, "Hey, so about them politics."
I thought you'd do that, to be honest. So eventually this dance session with these two people, and I did roll to see how many there were. There are just two. You will head on over to the bar, somewhat tired and out of breath. Inhaling, and they look at you. We got one female and one male who are just like, hey! How's it going?
Hey, what's up, guys?
That was a lot of fun. That was some strange moves you were breaking down, man.
Yeah, an interesting new type of music. Gotta find my flow.
Oh, I get you. Are you, from out of town?
He's gonna kind of like look down at himself and be like, "What gave me away?" and do that like fake. Yeah.
Well, where are you from, Buster? Are you from Hyperia? This guy's going southern, I guess. We're doing country rock or synthwave country. I tell you what.
What?
Other direction actually. I'm from Tulst.
Oh, I heard about that place. It's got this
way
weird.
Up yonder.
Yeah, Boy King who's threatening to blow stuff up or something.
He does a lot of things.
Ah.
Says a lot of things. I mean, you know how politicians are.
Oh, do I? The woman looks extremely annoyed, not having come here to do politicking at all, and will be like, I'm gonna go get drinks.
At the very
And she
least,
just
glad
leaves
you brought
outright.
it up.
Nav will, like, toss her, because it's just silver.
Yeah.
Nav will toss her, like, a coin and be like, here, it's on me.
Oh. She looks it over, sees it's not from Ugares, but does not question it. Silver is silver. So. She heads off. This guy, whose name will now be Buster, as he calls you Buster, will keep speaking. Like, well, what brings you to our good old country? Kaloo and all that nonsense.
Yeah, well, I'm actually, like, I was born in Big Stinky.
Ooh.
We got a lot of vehicles over there. I was kind of thinking about trying to get in touch with, like, the manufacturer. I heard he lived here. Fuck, what was his name? Bagar? You heard of him?
Oh, yeah, I know about him. Alan.
Yeah, that's his name. That's his name.
Yep, Alan Incorporated. He named his company out after his fucking first name.
Sounds like a narcissist.
Oh, yeah, he sure is. He keeps making letters of blah blah blah. He like makes public declarations and it gets put in the newspaper.
Oh, really? Declarations about what?
Oh, just his wacky ideas. He's trying to make a car that runs on water instead of on like fuel.
Sounds like some type of leftist hippie.
Oh, you're telling me, brother. He's like a peacemonger or something.
Yeah, I mean, I heard he was crazy, but like, I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, he's mad. Bad out of hell.
Mad as in like mad, or mad as in like that hippie shit?
Oh, no, not the hippie shit. He's just crazy. Got a genius brain and all that. You know, those fucking designer children. There's always something wrong with them.
Does he? I mean, I don't know. Does he have any like scandals attached with him, or like what made him mad, or is he just like that
Oh,
guy?
I don't know, man. He just showed up one day and said, I'm gonna make a car, and lo and behold, he did.
I mean, good for him, I guess.
I guess. This dude rolls his eyes. Clearly more of a sea dog man, you think to yourself.
Yeah. So, you know, as a passion project, I'm kind of a military guy, but you know, we all gotta have our things on the
Hey,
side.
you're from Big Stinky. You know what they say about Big Stinky? They export only shit and soldiers.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm glad I left the place. I've heard about. I have a thing for old religions.
Hang on, Eric, your camera froze. The most smug smile ever. It's like, look how happy he is. Oh. Oh no. We've lost him.
Oh Lord, Buffer.
Oh, Lottie. Oh no, brother.
Oh wait, can y'all hear me now?
We can hear you. We just
Yeah.
can't see you.
Okay, hold on. Let me, cause y'all froze on my end for a second.
Oh.
Come on.
Internet. Boy.
Come on, Betsy. Oh, y'all froze again. Fantastic.
Can you restart Discord real quick? I'll take us to the break screen. I'll just drag you back in.
Wait, I don't have any alcohol next to me.
True. It's Eric's fault now.
Yeah.
Well, go fucking get your alcohol.
I do not have any.
Oh. Well, sucks to suck.
True.
Very true.
Go knock on my neighbor's door. Like, yo, pull me a shot real fast.
Shot, 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 shot.
Got it.
Alright, he's back. Welcome
Where
back.
is he, though?
Alright, let's try this again.
Was it Allen Incorporated?
Son of a-
or
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Sam. What's going on, Eric? Is it being used by some other program all of a sudden? And yeah, it was Allen Incorporated.
Yeah.
If it was Bogar Incorporated, I would at least understand. But Allen Incorporated?
Yeah, he named it after his first name.
A weirdo.
He's a psychopath. He must be.
Actually, his mom, Bumblebore, not his roommate.
Roommate downloading porn. It could be his mom. Well, while we wait for Eric, what are the rest of you? No, I'm kidding. Actually,
I'm trying to find where Nav went, because I can't say no to a challenge.
oh,
So it's really weird. Whenever I turn off and restart it. Okay, I think that might have fixed it. Y'all freeze whenever I turn the camera off and try to turn it back on, but
are we frozen now?
Can you hear me now?
wiggle wiggle.
Not thou feeling it now, Mr.
Oh, wait, I might have fixed it.
Oh?
No, I fucked it up more.
We don't even see what you're doing.
Uh,
You're just Yugu now.
Well, I just unplugged it and I plugged it back in. I think I nudged it with my foot and it wiggled the USB out a little bit. So I tried to plug it back in and then it just said, camera not detected. But now it's saying that, oh, that's an audio device. Don't switch that.
Uh-oh.
And God
Hey!
said,
We figured it out. Oof. Alright, Nav. We gotta catch up on some lost time. We have to do a flashback.
yeah, I love flashbacks.
Nick?
Flashback on me or one of y'all?
I don't know. He needs to tell us what we're flashbacking for.
Oh, it's a channel redemption?
Yep. Mr. Garble. Oh, he realizes he needs a topic to do the flashback for. Oh no.
On Buster, the guy we just ran into.
Fucking Buster. The first time Nav got into a fight. Nav, we flash back all the way when you were 6 years old.
We about to get a bar fight?
At 6?
At 6.
It's Big Stinky.
Nav, Big Stinky is not the greatest place to live in. For the most part, or be raised in. You're more or less, like, consigned to wearing a mask, and, like, an actual gas mask, and to wear these very heavy clothing pieces that sort of make you blend in with everybody else. It kind of strips people of their identity very quickly. But through the harsh social training and whatnot, often comes violent outbursts. So Nav, were you the victim of one, or were you committing a violent outburst in your first fight?
That is an interesting question. I'm gonna say probably committing.
You were the one acting out in sheer aggression?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. You remember punching a kid straight in the gas mask, knocking it off of his face, and him falling to the floor. You're unsure. You can't really remember now what it was that truly started this fight.
That
But as
motherfucker
you...
touched one of my pencils.
That motherfucker. Those were your pencils. You just turn to your left, looking at what appears to be like two people posting up drunkenly to throw down with one another. Before refocusing on your questions with Buster, who I kind of want to abstract this conversation to get back to the rest of the team.
Yeah, go nuts.
So, what are you wanting him to know?
I was just gonna ask him about Guy Gessieur de la Ponche. If he knew anything about, I don't think I would have asked anything about the dude specifically, but if he knew anything about the religion.
This man is a moral anti-realist and does not respect religions at all. So he's like, I don't know what to tell you, Bo. Oh, but it was nice meeting you. As the lady comes back with a drink and then takes the clearly drunk rabble-rouser away. You can drink it or not, but your hour is more than over.
Yep.
And you guys have a big day tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're going to flash forward Nav back. Mirth, you went looking for Nav,
Yeah.
but we're not going to turn this entire session into a wild goose chase. You're 9 in your constitution check. I believe it was a 9. Was it less than that?
Yeah, it was just less than that. It was 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you literally
Was
just
that
wander
was that
around a
before or
harbor.
after proficiency?
What?
Anything interesting in the harbor?
I mean, nothing you haven't seen in Tulsa before, of just ships docked.
Okay.
Yeah. This southern, not bay, Gulf? No, not Gulf. I think it is actual bay. This southern bay is for mostly, just civilian transport stuff. It's not like military or anything cool like that. Okay.
Alright. I'll head back when I think spell was going out. So
Sure. You both will eventually make it back to home base, where we can flash forward to the next day, where you all are now grouped up, having a toast, questionable toast breakfast. The local staff here really wants to impress you and show how cultured they are, but they just doesn't taste like home, you know?
I knew I should have bought my mother's cooking from the guy.
oh no, we're meeting the guy maybe later.
No, you. Not the guy, but you know we have a friend back in Tulst and he could make your mother's
Writer
cooking.
chemical.
Oh,
I don't say his name out loud. They might not even know who. Like, there's spies everywhere. He told us Mr. Alabaster. He said that yesterday.
the greater guy.
The greatest. Well, yeah, the greater guy.
Trying to become the greatest.
Okay. So next thing on agenda. From what we were told by Nav last night, Allen Industries or Allen Incorporated, we need to find them and where they're based off of, and maybe pay a visit. Unless we want to try to make visit Lady Kilfala first.
Actually, do. You said they made like public declarations in the paper. Do we get a newspaper, or do they do that whenever?
If you ask for one, they can get you one, yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask some servant if they can bring me today's paper.
Newspaper.
A maid staff, so likely a footman from the Alabaster family fund, we'll call it, brings you a paper with your morning breakfast. You
Anything
can
cool in it?
peer through it. Give me a intelligence check, Yugo, to not
Okay.
be distracted by the funnies and this weird orange cat. The Phalanor comic strip, if you will.
10.
Nice. Do you get to add anything to that?
That is already
Yeah.
+2
Okay,
from
cool.
Jack of all trades.
Man, this fucking funny cat, man. Holy shit. Phalanor is joking like weird, I don't know, magical cat is just harassing this cartoon character, Yugo. And then somebody else just grabs the paper from you.
Oh, hey, I was reading the pretty colors.
Why does
We're
the
too
name
slow.
Phalanor sound familiar?
I don't know. Why does it?
Oh, right, that was the weird cat thing that was following Jin the Immortal Dragon.
True. But who's Jin the Immortal Dragon?
Ooh.
Oof.
Ooh.
Literally who?
You're good at books, right? I
And
handed over to Zane. Don't look at funnies.
You can quite literally just tear out the funnies and hand them to Yugo if you want.
Okay,
I was
I'll
actually
do that.
gonna do that myself. I'll try to pull it from in between the paper.
Zane, give
use
me an
a dagger to cut it
investigation.
out.
Not investigation. Just give me a intelligence check to make sense of this shit.
Intelligence. Watch out.
Intelligentsia.
14.
Yes. With a
Rolls tonight are
14,
just wonderful.
and now that you're not being distracted by funny cats, you flip over to like the business section, and in there's just a column dedicated to the mad ramblings of Alan Bogar. Or Bogart. Fucking. Yeah, Bogar. He doesn't have a T in his name. Bogar claims that if a vehicle that cannot be or if a vehicle can be made and powered by water, then all of the world's troubles will go away. And he is very insistent that, like, if everyone in the world had easy transportation and could use water to transport themselves, a human, which is made out of 98% water, could in theory power the car themselves. And no one's sure if he means like he just wants to replace like gasoline or fuel with like steam, or if he's now implicating like psychic powers are involved.
I was about to say, is steam powered a thing here in this
Not for
world?
vehicles. You need like a boiler engine. So for like trains and stuff, sure, but not for like a car.
But it's known about. It's kind of like our history where it was like that was a thing that was,
Yeah.
but we've moved past that.
For sure.
He doesn't seem like crazy, right? Like he's just trying to help in a really weird way.
Yeah.
Hey, look! Funny cat go bonk here. You see that? Look, a big,
All
big
right.
Maybe
bonk.
he would kick it off.
Yes,
with,
you do. That's very nice.
with, you know, the thingamajig.
I don't.
Excuse me now?
Yeah, our segment thingamajig.
Do you want to?
One more time?
Randy?
No, that too, but like,
What do you know steam power? How to make this work?
well, wizards are basically artificers, but without weapons, right?
What's an artificer?
We have heard the word only once, and Gordon used that to describe what Alan Bogar might become.
Mirth knows the future, though.
But point
He's
still
never wrong.
stands.
Yeah. Because I can't think of a word, that doesn't mean I'm wrong or I am incompetent at the moment. It's because the word was stupid and I forgot it because of it.
Obviously.
It's the word's
I would
fault,
even
not
argue
his.
that you didn't forget it so much as, it was so stupid that it's not existing right now, and that's why none of us get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but actually, like, Orion, what the fuck are you trying to say? Because I have no idea.
This is a question to the player.
Uh, what's our king's name again?
Tyrant?
Tyrant, that's it.
Are you high?
Wow.
Are you fucking off your... What is going on?
I'm
He's
tired,
off the
okay?
perk.
I was doing like I was staying all day, I was doing like popcorn and like thing at an event that I was part of.
Well, you did some volunteer hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, now that we have the context of what you were trying to say, everything Eric just said takes
You would
on a
hit
whole
off with
new
the tyrant.
context.
Okay. Well,
And in that he thinks and wants good to happen, but people call him crazy and
what's our
or
king's
kind of-
name? I do imagine that's in character.
Yeah, that guy. That nobody.
That
Not even
fucker.
close to me.
What a piece of shit. Mert's way better than the tyrant guys. Let's be real.
well, Mirth knows that, but he doesn't want to squash people's like expectations.
True. Alright, so you want to find Alan Bogar's workshop? His
Workshop, factory,
factory?
whatever.
It's incorporated.
Alright. Well,
I
there's...
I don't think what he's trying to do is necessarily insane. It's innovative. Kinda. Like... Not... It'd be one thing if he said it was steam-powered cars, but no, water-powered cars.
Water-powered cars. Exactly. And he's being vague on what water means, which just kind of puts people on edge.
Like, do you just put an entire fucking water wheel in the engine area?
You'd have to ask him.
Yeah, let's go and find out, yeah?
Yeah, we'll show interest, because could be
Alright.
Hey, if anything, magic might be the answer.
So,
That would be really
I
good
get
for
the
us.
feeling that he wouldn't like having magic as the answer.
let's think about this a little bit. And before I just tell you how you can go about doing this. So you want to go find a Madman Mogul's factory. And then what is step 2?
That's what I was going to say. I think
Schedule
it might make
appointments.
more sense to get in contact with him
Yeah.
than go to the factory. Because what, we're going to break into his
well-
office and be
well,
like, hey, don't scream!
Pretend to
Well, no,
be
I'm-
some big
I was
stinky
thinking like we
multimillionaire.
ask Gordon if he knows where the factory is.
Finding it's not going to be a problem. You're on an island. It can only be in so
Yeah.
many places.
Well,
The problem
there's
is how to get in touch with the man without immediately having him turn against you.
There's
And
that
I
one
actually-
weird invention called like the Teletubs, whatever it's called. That you contact with other people from distance.
Oh, the communicator.
Yes, so like the communicator, but like with a line, a cord.
With a piece of string.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, does Alabaster have a phone?
He's not there this morning.
But can I just run around and look for a thing that looks like a communicator?
Yeah.
What?
For
I
sure.
think
Is
We
there
also-
a phone
because
number
we can-
on the?
we
Oh,
can
on the paper?
probably get stuff to to him. We could leave it with like a secretary of the factory or
Hmm.
something. We need something that he is interested in. And then we can just say, hey, so I'm actually specifically thinking maybe we might be able to pitch that the greater chemical can help him figure out how to power his cars with water. And if we pitch that to him, that we might have a way to help him with his very publicly stated goal, we might get a meeting with him.
That is
Not
actually
only
very smart.
not only a meeting, we might get like
And
an in, and he might be more favorable for us.
Well, I don't know about you so much, but I've never really been inside one of these cars, except for a tiny amount. So I don't really think I could help him develop a whole new one.
Well, no, I believe the plan is we inform him that we have a connection that might help him achieve his goal.
Yeah, and what will he do? Ask us to send our connection here? And how long will that take? Will that
Well,
ever happen?
if he throws in his weight with the War Mind, he would be in good standing with Tolst, of which the greater chemical is an agent, and they could work something out.
More communication.
I assume we're doing this all over telepathy because we have that option.
I would need to take 10 minutes to prepare that beforehand.
I mean, we're in a assumedly
secluded area.
safe space.
Yeah, okay then. So every 50 minutes, I'll go, oh, wait, guys, stop. I need to plug us back in.
Can you imagine a spy just like looking out and like through the
We're all
like
just looking
the
at each other.
portrait which eyes have been cut out, and it's just like, what the fuck are they doing? I need to cast
We-
detect
we
for
give-
Watson.
Eating
We give
breakfast
weird
and reading
reactions
the-
sometimes.
Yeah, someone slams the table.
It's
It's
just
50
5
minutes of us eating breakfast and reading the newspaper, and every 50 minutes, a large lizard man going woo woo.
If that's what you want to do, if this is how you want to go about it.
Fuck it, why not? We know spies are here.
Worst case scenario, I fix it for him.
Worst case scenario, yes.
Yeah. Maybe we should, let the greater chemical, or I don't know. Maybe
Do we
even
have?
Ozark?
Can anybody think of anything else? I would like to go in with a backup pitch. If the greater chemical doesn't work out.
Magic.
Yeah, well, I was going to suggest, I don't know how much time he is wasting on manufacturing things, but I can make things for him. I might not be able to actually help him research anything, but if he goes, I need a giant, I don't know, spinning wheel or metal bar, I can make him large things.
They show the wonders of magic and their connection to our side, and then wow him with our good looks.
I don't think telling him to use magic is the smartest idea.
Yeah, this is an area notably of technology and non-magical.
Well, that's why I'm
Peoples?
thinking I won't be able to help him, but if he shows me a good diagram of something, says I need this to be made, I can make him parts, right? Maybe it is not enough to be a solid, I'm backing you guys, but it's a little squeeze in if we have nothing else.
At least
Also,
time to talk to.
It can be a tertiary pitch.
I was trying to ask this earlier. John, is there like a phone number of the company or something on the newspaper clipping?
No.
Okay.
I thought the phones
I don't think I would even know what a
were,
phone number looks like in this situation, actually.
or the phones
Oh.
are kind of like the ones where you like, oh, can I contact this
he's
is
right.
this,
Mhm.
pull me through.
Yeah. There's no like yellow pages or anything. You'd have to talk with an actual operator. But
Oh,
if
then
you
yeah.
talk with an operator, suddenly somebody knows who
We
you're
run
talking
the
to.
risk of- Yeah.
We don't even know if they could like have someone listening to it while we're talking to them, right?
True.
Oh,
I
they
think
probably must.
I think you guys are gonna shoot the shit and talk about this plan for most of your morning/breakfast. And eventually, when Gordon shows back up with Xander, who gives out a big Kaloo-Kalay! Welcome back to Ugarest! From the fake death, as I call it. Sleep. Gordon tries to just, like, punch Xander in the jaw, who immediately teleports away out of harm's reach. And Gordon looks to you. Says, well, have you made a decision on who is going where?
Yeah, we're hoping to talk through Alan Bogar.
I see. Why, if I may ask? What makes you think you have a better chance with him than any other?
We might be able to help his stated goal of powering shit with water.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, not us, but we have a contact and, you know, the typical bullshit.
I see. Try to fish him, as it were.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's a good. Yeah.
He nods. Well, if you wish, I can discreetly send a letter on your behalf.
Oh, yeah, that would
That
work.
would actually be fantastic.
Yeah.
He nods understandingly.
How long?
We're just going to use the phone.
Well, yeah. How long will that
What?
take? Today? Tomorrow?
A day or two? His secretary is obligated to read his mail, so...
That gives us time to learn more about some other people as well.
Lady Torivi Califella.
Gilfala?
Where does she usually station or find herself? Like,
She has a home in the estates. That is where she can... I'm sorry?
It's listing illegal.
Yes, highly.
Oh, very good to know.
Well, do you know if her home has security guards?
Yes, she's one of the most wealthy people in our country, aside from Sylvester Steele the 50th. And that man's richer than God, so...
Would say he might be a god of money himself. Fucking...
No. Definitely not.
Does Gifala have any known wants? Or is she just a
The
successful
death
woman?
of the Emperor of Hyperia. He's fairly public about that political stance.
Hates the imperialists.
Xander just sort of thinks through the telepathic bond. We are aware of one of the princesses, correct? And how they didn't like being there either.
Both, I
Yes.
think.
This is I don't think she's a good second because she hates the imperialists and we have several Hyperion imperialists
Well,
with Tolst.
she specifically hates the Emperor. If I'm remembering correctly.
No, she hates
The
his
Empire.
political side.
Uh,
He's the leader of one political side and she is a follower of the other political side. Which
I
is what
thought
I'm Go ahead, Meager.
the idea was that she might like us because we are taking away the princesses from Hyperion, and the Hyperion doesn't like us either. So, like, my enemy is my friend.
She could also see it as giving shelter to
Yeah, I think.
her stated
A royal family?
yeah.
Unless we could, like, get that we're keeping the princesses like as bargaining chips, or like
Hostage.
yeah, exactly. Like actually, we're keeping them hostage so they don't do something dumb.
John,
Unless we can convey that to her, it's kind of like
how public is because the tyrant's bodyguard is one of the no? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was or not. So how public is our like relationship with the Hyperions we're sheltering or who are allied with us?
the
Not,
mezzas.
not very.
Not very.
I mean, the people in the court know
Yeah.
because
It's
Just
like in a
Meza
mid.
is a princess, and it's kind of hard to hide that fact. But to like everybody else in Tulsa, they're like, oh, some foreign person is hanging out around the tyrant a lot. I wonder what's the deal with that. They don't really know. Most people
Yeah.
in Tulsa are so far removed from the concept of the state of Hyperia or the continent that it just does not matter to them.
Like would they even know?
Yeah. But if you know, you know.
That being said, so I would say that might be a way, like we could spin it that way, but you have to think that higher ranking military members of I'm going to call them the Federalists because I can't remember what they are, but the Hyperion Federalists know that
Oh, the interlopers.
yeah, that they in a military operation, you try and keep track of where your enemies who your enemies high profile people are and where they go. So we also have to consider the fact that she already knows where they are and that they're affiliated with us.
We don't.
I think it's
That's
just
a
a
weird
risk.
assumption to have. No.
I think it's a
These-
risk we're going to have to take because it could go I think it's 50-50 of either she believes the spin that we're holding them hostage or she knows that they're allied with us.
Well-
well, we could back that. She is also the owner of a large group of privateers. We could say we are just trying to hire them in our defense anyway, right? But we can't do that with the Archon in the way. And then maybe us together could go against Hyperia.
Our allegiance might bring about a defense against Hyperia and stop them from overtaking and consuming Ugrest
That
as a whole.
that actually is a good choice if she sides with the warmonger, the war master, excuse me. Like obviously
Same,
the war master
War
obviously the war master might be more willing to fight Hyperion.
I get the strong feeling that unless she is coerced in a more violent manner, she would not be. At the very least, she would remain neutral.
Well, if she
Given
remains neutral, do you really need to bother with her? You only need 6 moguls?
Yeah, I feel like at the very least, she will remain neutral no matter what, because the Archon has Linnell Sharp, who is knee deep in the Hyperion pockets.
Very true.
So I get the feeling that that alone might be cause enough for her to not want to side with the Archon, because that would also mean siding with someone who sides with the government she hates.
Yeah, so
So at the very
it's-
least,
she
will
only
be
hates
neutral.
part of the government. We don't know actually what part of Hyperion Linnell is getting backed from.
True.
Sounds like you need to research that, someone. Someone should probably take notes of that to find out
I'm writing our things down.
the interplay of what's going on a foreign continent.
oh gosh, we had to learn 2 different politics.
What a wicked
I know
web
that-
John's woven.
I know that the northern part is where is she from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kilfala? Wait. Yeah.
yeah,
Kilfala.
she's part of the
Some
northern
north.
part of Hyperion. And they are against the Empire itself and the Imperialists. So consuming another part of a new home for her might be traumatic for her and not one she wants to see. And a weapon manufacturer for Hyperia in Linnell Sharp would not be the best way to go about it in terms of like strengthening an enemy. If it's a weapon manufacturer, they probably have a connection to the mainstay like Hyperion like imperialists, because just the fact that a manufacturer being in contact with them and like the location. I'm rambling, so someone stop me.
Somebody.
I stop you.
Okay.
I think we have what we're working for with Alan Bogar. We're thinking up of a strategy for Kilfala. I would prefer to do De La Ponche when we have Runt with us.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a fucking potato in the chair, just like oozing from the mouth.
No,
We
has the
might
shakes, his cocaine addiction.
we might be able to do we might be able to do Storm's Bane without Runt, but
I mean, I feel like if we're already waiting on one guy for Runt, we might as well wait on the other.
yeah.
Because he has an N, because she's the prime military leader against Maelstrom. So
Can I
She's the
pose a
heir to
question?
manufacture.
yes.
What is it?
Who?
No, how dare you?
Thank you. So, out of all the moguls, if you wanted to make direct contact, which sounds like you want to do, who would that be?
The vampire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the vampire as well.
that's what I was leading up to. Like,
Why don't
Yeah,
we start where we have like actionable things to deal with, and
Yeah,
we can
Ariel
write
Red.
letters kind of in the downtime.
Yeah.
who works as a dance instructor at the Gilded Glade.
True.
She's like the one who we are most likely to just run into casually.
Probably not, but
Actually, is there any instruments they have in here? Stringed instruments, if I can find one.
no, they don't.
Dang.
But
I will
you
just
are
take
a master bard. You can just materialize some.
This is true.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess while we're thinking things up for Kilfala and waiting for Runt to not be a potato, we could go try and see if we can talk with Ariel Redmoon.
yeah. Alabaster, sir. Can we get into dance classes for Ariel Redmoon, or is it like a private affair?
She does not have a studio, if that's what you're asking. She quite
think we just
literally
show up.
dances. Yes. It is a
Vampires-
spectacle, for sure.
They don't usually plan things. They just do them.
You will have to wait until evening, however.
Hmm.
That is when she comes to the world where she is found. In the twilight and then the night. She is a vampire, after all.
Well,
I suppose that gives us time to tour the city, as it were.
I was gonna say maybe we could do a little research on Le Ponche or Fontaine. They seem to be heads of groups. Maybe they are passing out flyers of the religion or Fontaine's most recent research development.
Ah, yes. By all means, I would implore you to do just that.
So maybe
Try not to make direct contact immediately with them. It might give your identities away to our enemies.
So Nav might be able to go touring the city again.
Why not all of us? Middle of the day, we can bring fuckface.
Hello, Calais! Xander jumps with joy.
We're not trying to be sneaky right now.
I understand
so...
we're not trying to be sneaky, but more of a like divide and conquer approach. Someone who can pass off as normal will tour the city, start to learn more of the streets. While I don't know, I would go researching in the current religion or whatever.
Feel maybe there is a reason to divide and conquer. But I feel all of us together, we can share our thoughts, bounce back and forth.
That is my idea. If the majority objects, I will not argue.
I don't actually mind. Like coming out of game, I don't mind doing that. It's just a matter of like, is that how we want to like?
Divide
is
up
that
our
how we
time.
want to like spend our time or split our time like that?
Well, I mean, it will allow us to get more things done until the evening.
Why don't we take a quick break as this conversation becomes somewhat meta? And when we come back, we'll actually do something. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys here in a
about
moment. Hello, everybody. We are back, and we have plans that we want to do. So, I know the wizard wants to research stuff. Big surprise there. But what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I guess we'll ask. Mr. Alabaster, where is your the Senate? Where do you hold that?
The Senate? It is held within the Archon's castle, or palace, or whatever we want to call it.
And
That is where he presides over his Senate. It is in the
Could we
dead
go?
center of the town.
Can we go out there and see what we hear?
No.
Or come and go?
Tourists are not allowed in. It is a citizens plus other restrictions. One does not simply just walk into the Senate floor as a foreigner.
No. Not the floor, but outside.
Yuga. Spells like Fireball exist. People aren't allowed within 120 feet of most senators. And then some.
Then where do lobbyists reside, or are there lobbyists?
They usually contact the politicians outside of their... when they are not in session.
Do we have a list of these contacts?
Why are you fucking around with the Senate? That's not why you're here. Did you forget that?
They're connected, yeah? The
Yes.
Senate and these...
The
oh,
Senate
wait.
will change their tune to the Moguls. That is what we need help with, not with... We did not come here from... We did not contact Tulsa because we need help with senators. We need the people controlling the senators. The Moguls are the lobbyists. I thought you all understood this.
We asked because we thought we might have a way to deal with Klovisa if we knew which side of Hyperion was backing her.
Ilfala?
Yes.
She is from the Republic in the North. No one's backing her. She is backing people.
They meant Linnell.
Yes. Yes, excuse me.
Linnell Sharp?
Yes.
Yes, which side of Hyperion is backing?
She is backing the politicians that are voting to stay economically in line with the Empire. I think you mixed around some things. It's not the Senate, which is the, like, power brokers here. It's the people backing the Senate, which is who you are supposed to be targeting.
But this, Dodo, this is the question. Who is backing the Miss Sharp? We know it is the Hyperions, but is it the Empire?
No! She is making money off of the... No one is backing her. She is her own person.
Well, she's a weapon manufacturer for...
Yes, she's making a shitload of money producing weapons for the Empire.
Okay, that...
So she's with not the Federalists, is the TLDR.
The
She's selling
Federalists?
to the other people.
The Republicans from the
Imperialists.
North?
Yeah.
Yes,
We're
what?
trying to find their connection with Klovisa and why Klovisa is neutral, and use that as our leverage to talk to her, as if she is against Hyperia in general, or not just the imperialists supporting the emperor, but also the weapon manufacturers that are supporting them, such as Linnell. Then we have an end of getting to talk to her, and at least that is something in comparison to nothing.
It sounds like you need a crash course in Hyperion history, then.
Yes.
Okay, I am not
Where
that
do we
man.
find that?
You'll have to
Look
go speak to academics or historians or foreigners. I'm not sure.
Would Mr. Fontaine possibly be that man?
It's possible.
Prefer we not speak with him at this moment.
No.
Maybe.
But I'm sure he has some research group or maybe a big library. We do not need to talk to him, but he has a lot of knowledge, and what we need is knowledge.
I suppose. He's more of a debate bro, however. Not so much a teacher anymore.
Oh, so he thinks he is smart, and everyone agrees.
Everyone does agree with him most of the time. That is where he gets his power from, being correct.
So we speak to the academics, maybe people who are in the library and other places such as that, and we talk to those who are knowledgeable with Hyperion philosophy, not philosophy, but
History.
history, and find out where these people lie.
Okay. If that is the best way to suit your time, I'm not going to stop you.
And then evening we'll go to Red Moon.
It sounds like you have a plan then. Xander!
Yes.
Take them to Fontaine. And Xander just hip hip hoorays, kaloo and tries to get you guys to enter the vehicle as fast as you possibly can.
Actually, how long will it take us to get to this wherever?
Less than an hour!
Okay, never mind. When we get there, put us someplace hidden away. I want to link us up, yeah?
The best place to get lost is in a library.
Could we not do that on the... Never mind, I was about to ask a stupid question.
True.
How bumpy is this ride?
Not very.
Oh, good.
As I map it out for you guys. All the way over. Yeah. It's a 10-mile journey. Morning traffic.
Bad?
It's not too bad. It's like a 40-minute drive. No, it's probably going to be less than that.
I was gonna say, I could ride a horse that
Yeah.
distance in an hour.
You sure could. Okay. Well, we can sort of flash forward to when you guys get there. I'm not too worried about the hours here. So much as I am the days. Oof. Well then. Eventually, you will get inside this vehicle that the Kaloo boy wants you to be in as he drives you to the north section of the city. The northeastern, to be more specific. You'll pass this massive coliseum and, like, market town, I guess is the best way to put it. But it's kind of like a souvenir stand that is just sort of empty at the moment. It seems like in the early mornings, whatever this structure is just not being used, but it's built like a stadium. The archives are over here, and this is where Richard Fontaine usually hangs out, openly debates people, or monologues to people who want to listen to him speak. We're here. Xander, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, when we're approaching, do we hear him speaking from outside?
No, he is inside. You guys are just... Walls are too thick to, like, hear the echoing chamber.
I didn't know if he like specifically had it booming out into the streets.
Yeah. Xander will inform you all that Richard Fontaine is not, like, a rich person or a particularly, like, physically powerful man. His power legitimately just comes from his intelligence and his ability to make logical argumentation of things. So if he, like, starts discussing, like, a policy, for instance, that someone in the Senate is trying to, get approved, some people just legitimately pay him to tear apart the idea of it, like, in a public format. And through, like, that public ridicule, most bills kind of die on the floor. It's a very weird and archaic system that would never exist in our modern world.
So you are saying we can win this man over just by having the deepest pockets?
Not necessarily. He is a man of great moral character, wink wink, nudge nudge.
Or is he not within the pockets of steel already?
How is he not within the pockets of steel?
Yeah.
You'd have to ask him. I'm not sure. Everybody knows me. I don't know everybody. Xander says, quite tongue-in-cheek. Cheekily.
Well then, Xander, could you go in, cause a ruckus, get some people to hate you, yeah?
Of course. Don't forget to put on your I Love Ugares shirts to blend in with the, rest of the tourists and, vacationers.
We will be doing great blending, the all of us.
I'm sure you will. He hands you all these, like, white and red-hearted shirts. That is a straight-up ripoff of the I Love New York, where Gibby hails. Rest in peace, Gibby.
Yep.
I throw mine back into the car.
That's fair. It's ugly.
I'm gonna wear mine.
The sleeves are very tight around your, like, shoulders. To you, it is a sleeveless shirt.
Yeah, I didn't take off my long sleeve shirt beforehand, so it's kind of like one of those really tight shirts over a very small shirt. And I'll kind of like flex a little bit, rip it a little bit.
Alright. Nav, do you just, like, break away from these clowns immediately?
No.
Alright. You want to be a known associate?
He probably won't wear his shirt, but, like, do the, like, tuck it in the pant seam, or the waistband.
That's fair. Zane, do you wear your shirt?
He will wear it, but it will be under the cloak.
Perfect. Well, with a wintry chill wind hitting your backs on the way in, Xander will appear and more or less try to hit on every single one of the librarians that are just, like, doing their jobs. And they'll be like, God damn it, Xander, we kicked you out, you're permanently banned. And they will kind of just start chasing him around, trying to fight him, which immediately starts his, like, teleportation thing. And he's clearly not in control of. So when they attack him, he's just, like, being pushed further and further back and corralled. And he's like, no, stop hitting me. Stop trying to hit me.
Mommy,
Stop swinging at me.
While this is happening, Zane will flicker on the detect magic just to see if anything inside the library might be magical.
Not in the opening area.
Okay.
For sure, no.
Okay. Come together, everyone. You need to be within 30 feet of me for 10 minutes, but after that, please go look at things. And I'll literally cast our telepathic bond.
Yeah, this will definitely draw some eyes, because it is a ritual spell you are casting in a place that does not have a lot of magic. Are you okay with everybody
Uh,
potentially knowing immediately who you are?
I will. I want my friends to try and hide and be inconspicuous. I know the giant bugbear and elf can kind of
I feel
hide.
like if anyone needs to hide, it's you, the one casting the spell.
No. I want people to see me casting a spell to know that I'm very magical and that I am here doing this thing.
Why don't we just try and find like the old, dusty, isolated corner in the library and do it
I
there?
have the feeling I will stand out and people will follow me everywhere. Better for me and them to be
Have you seen
seen.
Mirth?
Yeah, exactly. But you could try to hide, and Nab, you look almost human.
I'm already gone.
All right.
Okay.
Mirtha leaves.
He's like,
Zane.
alright, I'm bored now.
Do you actually stay for this ritual?
I mean, Zane will stay within the 30 feet, but he's already looking around the different sections, as it were.
I mean, you're in like the library. You don't just walk into a library and then suddenly books are there, right? You're in like the entranceway.
True.
To talk to the front desk librarian or something.
Okay, so you're just swinging Macarenas around. Zane is
Can we
trying
really
to
not
start a conversation, which... I mean... What's going on here, guys?
Do we really have to not, can we really not wait to do the telepathic bond?
I will cast it right here where people can see me. You can fuck off if you want and not be attached to
Alright,
it.
I'm just gonna fuck off. I'd rather not have the attention.
Nav.
Nav is just gonna be like, but he's gonna find wherever the view, if like there's a huge group of people over that way, he's gonna try and block as much of Yugu as possible. With like,
He's
just
a
his body
dancing red
standing in
lizard
the way.
man.
Yeah,
Let me try, okay? Nav is trying.
Okay,
I
you
gotta stick with
I'm a
try
dragon.
to obscure the clear magical ritual that is taking place in the middle of the entranceway. Alright, not even 2 minutes will go by when some, we'll call them guards, for lack of a better word, gets wind that one, Xander showed up, and two, someone is casting a spell in a public place. And they are going to walk up straight to you, Nav, acting like big dick honchos, even though they're like 1/4 CR guys, and be like, "Hey, what's going on here? You can't be casting magic in public. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop."
Nav is gonna smile sheepishly, and just be like, yeah, it's it's a library. We have similar interests in books, and we like to talk about our books. So
Hey, that's
thinking of
great.
the
I'm
usual
gonna need
way
him.
between
And
us.
he, like, busts out a retractable baton and points it at Yugu. I need him to stop right now.
I will stop.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm just trying to search the whole
Sir,
library.
no
That's all.
magical casting is allowed in public forums. We don't care if you're
Oh.
magical or not.
I'm sorry, I did
I'm
not...
gonna need to see some identification.
Oh, I'm not from here. I'm sorry. Do not
Oh, you're
know
not
the
from
laws.
here? How'd you get
Yeah.
here? Who's in charge of you? Where's your visa?
Well, I do not have visa. I am in charge of myself.
You don't have a
I can-
visa.
No, you
Oh, no,
stop.
He's gonna be
Yeah, we were brought
exploded.
here by Yugu. What's his name? Guy?
Okay,
Mr.
boys.
Alabaster.
Alabaster? Alabaster who?
Gordon.
He looks to his partner. The partner makes an intelligence check. He rolled a 7.
Whew.
Okay, they are going to move to arrest Yugu.
I will use an action and put myself into a steel barrel.
What?
I guess that means it's initiative.
Oh dear lord.
Go ahead and drag your token out.
Just anywhere.
Yeah, sure. Nav, are you rolling in?
Oh,
Can we-
fuck me.
Can we talk shit about the failure team anymore after this?
Initiative.
Yes, I have to defend my friend.
I'm fine. There's no way they could lift a steel barrel.
Zane's like 2 minutes. Zane's like 2 minutes away. Now turning around to see the guards are trying to arrest his comrades. What the?
Nav, go ahead and drag your token out. It looks like
Okay.
Yugu's going to be acting first before the guards, so the barrel will go off, but I need to know when you would act if you decide to act.
Hey, it's not letting me do anything.
What do you mean?
It's not letting me drag it out.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, I was able to do it immediately. Alright, Nav, you're first to act. Oh, actually, you rolled a 5.
I was about to say,
Never mind. Yugu acts first. He uses a special thing, your performance of creation, to make a barrel in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you.
Oh, fuck this. That needs to be unoccupied. I will... Fuck. I was gonna say tip it over, but I bet it's way heavier than I think it is, and I am weak. Yeah, I will just pull the top off, climb in, put it down on me, and yell from inside it. Get Mr. Alabaster! He told me I could be here!
Okay. Guard number 2 looks at you. Phones his his like chest-mounted radio and just says, we got a 401 here in the archives near Richard Fontaine. And just like puts it back on the little Velcro strap he has on his vest. And then they kind of look to you, Nav, as if you're about to pull some bullshit. And it becomes your turn.
well, I think I am about to pull some bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to, Yep, I'm gonna cast Darkness on myself.
Okay. We're
I
murder
can
hobos,
see.
boys.
No, I can still see. Because I got my thing. And can I... Is like removing the lid of his fucking barrel an action?
It'd probably be a contest between you
Yeah, I'm
guys,
holding
like
it down.
strength and yours.
Then I'm just gonna say fucking, Yugu, they're blinded. Open the fucking thing so we can get out of here.
Hey, I'm not running from them. Get Mr.
Yugu,
Alabaster.
so help me fucking God!
Okay, I'll let go of the thing, I guess.
Alright. Guard 1 during this time. Bumbly strides towards you all. It's like, oh, my eyes! They blinded me! Scott, help me! And just starts swinging his baton randomly. At disadvantage... No, he's not gonna hit anything. He's just thrashing around. And it comes back to you, Yugo, as people see spells being cast off, and you hear screams in the distance as if you did not just step out of your own barrel, are blinded. There's magical darkness everywhere.
Nav is. So I will also just. Where are you, Moko? Moko! I'll wander towards where I think I saw Nav last.
Now, do you just grab him and start running?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you start running.
And I will say, as soon as we're out of the doors, I'm gonna see if I can get to like the farthest like street corner or entrance to an alleyway, and I will like dimension door us as far as I possibly can.
Okay. So, if you did not do Dimension Door, I would have given you some really bad news that you are a clear object.
Yeah, a ball of void running through the streets.
Yeah.
Darkness.
You didn't cast it on the area on yourself, you cast it actually on yourself?
I did say on myself. I didn't know if this was going to turn into a chase or not, so I figured I might as well press the
it's going to
advantage
turn
ahead.
into a chase. You guys are going to need to flee, for lack of a better word, as more and more police sirens can be heard coming towards the archive. If they were not distracted by Xander, the entire library staff is now distracted by having to give statements about, specifically Nav and the spellcaster. Well, just the spellcasters. Giving them a description of a red-scaled lizard man and some guy who they'll have to make charisma checks to try to remember. Yugu's cover is officially blown.
I had cover? I didn't know that.
Yes. Everybody does. Mirth and Zane, meanwhile, in the archives.
Zane's just moving into, like, the main library. Fingers to his temples. God damn it. God damn it.
Okay. You head on into the archives. What about you, Mirth?
Yeah, same. I'm like, I probably went before, Zane there and, kind of like snuck in while they were distracted, double distracted, and try to find, the H's for Hyperion.
I was about to ask if you knew how to read. I'm so used to one person on each team being illiterate.
I think all of us is illiterate, but,
I meant illiterate.
boy, do not we show it.
Mirth, you start heading for the H's. I need investigations for you. And Zane, are you looking for bullshit too?
Yes, he is looking for, if he can, something about the religion that De La Ponche is talking about, but if not that, then, some of Richard Fontaine's debates or whatever his research or shit.
His debates won't be, like, archived. It's not like someone's taking great big notes about him. You can do a religion check to try to research some religion stuff going around here. Or
Watch
you
out.
could... Oh, holy shit. Is that a natural 19?
Natural 18.
18. Holy fuck. Mirth, your check is not that high, so an 11 will do it too. Going to, like, not even ancient, but like modern history sections. History, Hypheria, they're right next to each other. You will learn more than you care to. So I guess we'll just resolve this first. Basically, the continent of Hypheria is split between north and south. North, there is a free city republic, which is more or less just a coalition of city-states that have banded together to face off against the imperial encroachers. Alternatively, if you want the imperial side of things, the empire used to be both the north and the south, and then like a bunch of like individually powerful nobles for the most part kind of like broke off and seceded from the empire. And they've been in like a civil war for the past like 120 years. There have been breaks in between them, but like it's almost been like 80 years of just pure conflict in those 120 years. So there's a lot of bad blood. Another thing is the Emperor himself, known as Valor Meza. You might want to take note of that. Is several hundred years old and likely the oldest thing on that continent. And they don't know whether it's because of magic or technology, because he keeps his secrets very close to the chest. That's what you get on an 11. Mr. Religious Boy. Let me pull something up. Because you rolled like a fucking god. Okay. So, you are looking for De La Panche, or specifically the religion that he is like following, right?
Yes.
Yes. So his title is Speaker of Waves and Storms. Obviously, it has some like sea/water/ocean representation just in the name. But after about like 3 hours of searching more, I don't want to call them ancient, but more mythical tales where some kernels of truth are, you will find out that this guy's faith... No, how should I say this? That there was only one religion in the prehistory of Ugarest, and that was called... Fuck, where'd it go? I just pulled it open. Okay, cool. Thank you, computer. It is known as the Faith of the Challenger. There is very few things within the archive that speaks of this, but one name that you can find over and over and over again, consistently through these ancient manuscripts and like wives' tale stories, is the name I'm about to type in chat as soon as I confirm it one last time, because
This is a disaster of pronunciation.
Yes. It is spelt like that. It is pronounced Hira Aun.
Hey, Yoon. I feel like
That
we've heard
sounds
a
like
name.
Ioun.
You're unsure what the meaning of this name is. It is clearly ancient and non-modern common. So this is not a translation of like what this word means. It's just kind of its own thing.
And this keeps showing up in like much older texts.
Yeah, so you spend like 3 hours doing this research, right? So you go to like, oh, modern history. Nope, everyone's atheist. And then you go to like pre-modern history, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the entire history of how Ugarest got settled, and then you throw that back on the shelf. Then you go to like proto-Ugarestian info. And in this kind of weird history that is probably definitely not true, this name shows up a couple of times. The faith of the Challenger is stated as like the original habitats of the Ugarestian island, we'll call it. It's not a real... It is an island. I don't know why I'm beating around the bush. And when the people who would become... The humans, specifically, came here, some time ago, likely fleeing from one of the continents of Hyperia or from Klovisa. This faith was present in, like, the few people that were here, and then it just sort of got withered away by time. And it seems like Le Panche follows this.
Is there any info or any more info other than just like...
Not here in the archives. You'd have to...
Okay. Have to go to La Ponge for that.
Yep. We need to jump back to Nav and Yugu, as you guys are fleeing from the police, and are now kind of wanted fugitives. How are you escaping, and where are you guys going?
Well, okay, I was gonna say to Nav, why did we run? Just wait for our host or something? The guards are going to think we're actually doing something bad now.
You were doing something bad, Yugu!
I didn't know that casting is illegal!
Well, they're still gonna arrest you!
Okay, that's fine. I'll spend one night in jail and then Mr. Alabaster will come and get me out.
Would you have been alive?
Okay, those nobodies, yes.
Yes, but if you were in a cell and they were, like, allied with the Archon, I think our allegiance was probably just made clear.
Don't know. I'm a pretty good liar.
Okay. We need to go.
But they will be waiting for us at the Gilded Glaive. A big
We can
tree.
Go there later.
I hope you know your way.
Unless you just want to go to the tree now and wait there. We might be able to hide in that area.
I was gonna say, I bet if we go to the vampire, I'll say it in I bet the nice Miss Red Moon will hear our plight and let us hide there for the whole night.
Nice might be a strong word, but I didn't come this way, so I don't really know the way back.
I don't know my way anywhere. Let's just go to the big tree because we can see it, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay. We'll try to sneak our way to the tree.
Before we do that, first, is it? Oh, it is concentration, so I can just drop it. Okay, yeah, we're good. Let's go that way.
Wait, do you still have
you,
darkness on you?
No, that's what I was checking. It got dropped.
Okay.
Because it was concentration, so it dropped when I fucking did
Oh, Dimension Door.
Yeah.
Wait, that's... Whatever.
Yeah, I could still be going if you want
Yeah,
it
it
to
could
be.
be.
Oh, could it? Well, then I drop it.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Can you, like... I don't make yourself into a... I mean, not make yourself, but can you, like, make a backpack and put yourself in it?
I cannot make myself... If you can carry me, I can make you a giant bat. I could make a small covered wheelbarrow and then hide in that.
You're noticeable, and I'm just worried about leaving a trail.
No, yeah. I can make a hand carriage with a cover. I'll hide underneath it, and you just carry the carriage.
I feel like that's just as noticeable.
We're looking for a man in a red lizard, but all we found is a man with a wheelbarrow.
Alright, do it, dude. Do it.
Okay, I will waste a second level spell slot to reuse my Performance of Creation and
Alright.
make a hand cart. With
Don't you have invisibility?
I have greater invisibility.
Fucking do it!
It's
That only
dead.
lasts a minute!
Oh, okay. That's different.
Oh yeah, I forgot greater invisibility is kind of shit.
It's super
It's
good. What are you
combat
talking about?
invisibility.
In combat, it's pretty good.
It's combat invisibility. Everywhere else, it's shit.
Yeah. That actually it should be called combat invisibility.
True. Okay. Well. So you make a wheelbarrow. You get into the wheelbarrow. And then Nav wheels this to a tree.
I guess.
It'll never fail.
We
Oh,
have no right to shit talk the failure team at this point.
nah.
True.
We're
Is
fine.
there? Never mind. That'll take too long. Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck it. Why not?
How strong are you?
Oh. If he can't carry it, I can make the
13.
wheelbarrow move on its own
Ow.
with my animating performance.
He's got his little dancey thing.
Yeah.
I think you may need to do that because Nav's not too strong, brother.
I'm 12.
I weigh at
12
least 140
times 5
pounds.
is... Yeah. Even pulling or pushing, you might just barely have enough to move Yugu without... The fact is that this is very noticeable. And if you
Yeah.
can't do something to break that notice, someone's gonna see you guys, and then when a police officer comes over and asks, like, have you seen these two perpetrators? They're just gonna point them whichever direction you're going. So being in a open-topped wheelbarrow probably isn't gonna
Little
help.
latch.
But
Points
more
still
like,
kind of
it has a
bad.
little latch, John.
No, it's more like what's it, like a food cart, you know? Where they
You
would
can give
open
him
it
a
up
food
and take
cart.
hot dogs out of it.
Yes, but you go into it, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if somebody sees you.
Fuck.
It doesn't really change the problem.
It really doesn't. Yeah, somebody sees you.
Guy carrying.
I guess food cart might be more believable in this environment than Arrow, but still.
Well, yeah, it has to be large size. I have to actually be able to fit into it, right? I think wheelbarrow is a little smaller than that.
All right, so you make this thing out of sight, and then like Nav is starting to like push it through the streets, heading towards the Gilded Glade. When all of a sudden someone comes to you, Nav, and it's like, "Hey, what you selling, man? I'm hungry."
Oh, it's not any actual food. I'm over on my way to the Gilded Glade. It's actually full of like, I mean, I don't know what the fashion is here, but like dancer scarves or like little scarves for all the young.
You're
young
keeping
hipsters over there.
dancing scarves in a food cart?
It's just what I had.
What the fuck? He walks away.
Yes. Perfect.
Please tell me you
alibi.
have a better plan to hide once you get to this tree, guys.
I could
Kind
make
of.
illusionary terrain and actually hide in a hill.
I need you guys to describe something before the cops just follow you guys. Because they're on your trail. It is... You teleported 500 feet. That's not too far.
I don't really have anything that's fast. I could make us a phantom steed, but that would only be for one of us to go quickly.
That would also be so more noticeable than this.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, can I make phantom steed run away with... Oh, that's a ritual. Never mind.
Can we? Is there like sewers we could dip into, like manholes or anything?
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, there are manholes, but... Have you ever jumped into like a modern sewer system before? I mean, I guess it would have to be bigger than a rural like septic tank system that I'm used to here in Texas. You want to go sewer diving? Give me a perception check. Look for a big enough manhole to go down into. Okay. You guys are gonna get to like the forest, this park, for lack of a better word. And you're gonna start hearing sirens coming up behind you. They are distant for now. What's the play?
I don't have anything fast other than making more stuff. I can make us something else large.
Uh, we could dip out of sight, wait until the sirens are really close. You can greater invisibility us then, and then we fucking book it in the opposite direction.
Okay. Yeah.
Redirect is the best thing I got.
You want to? I don't know. Tip over this cart somewhere. Make it to look like we ran that way, and then we hide over here. And when they come looking for us, poof, magic trick.
You know, you guys are kind of close to some cliffs.
Yeah, let's just jump to our death.
This makes two questions. Can you even upcast greater invisibility?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
But that just adds
Yeah.
more people, doesn't it? Or more targets?
not even-
Oh wait, actually, can I?
I don't know.
I don't think
You
you
are a
can
creature you
upcast
touch.
greater invisibility.
I mean, you can
Okay,
just
look.
post a spell card, right?
Yeah, but when I look at it,
I don't know.
Yeah,
it
no, you
doesn't have
can't
anything about
upcast it.
upcasting. Well, I guess I could but then I can only cast it on one person at a time.
Well, they have your description, not Nav's.
Well, they might have mine, but I'm also generic enough that I could maybe blend
Yeah.
in.
Oh, you're right. You cannot. You don't get anything for upcasting it. You can upcast it, but you don't get anything for it.
No, so I think hide this, maybe behind something large. Right? Mm-hmm. John, how steep are these cliffs?
These ones kind of steep, but
Are they climbable?
yeah, you can climb down them. They're
You want to
rocky.
climb around the cliffs, buddy?
Maybe I should.
I think turn us invisible first, but
Well, I can only
Maybe
do
if we
that
can-
to myself. Or
oh,
you.
okay. Well, you're more noticeable than me, so
Okay, yeah. We leave the cart here. Fuck, I guess we're going down. How long can you hold your breath?
I mean, we don't have to go all the way down if maybe we can find a pocket where we can sit for a while.
Okay, but
Uh,
I'll cast greater
Several-
invisibility on myself. Like, if we
several
do get
minutes?
caught, okay, yeah, you're gonna have to probably take a dip, okay?
I think I can swim.
Well, no one's wearing armor right now, so if you're gonna swim, now's the best time.
I guess so.
Yeah,
never
were you
wear
trained in
armor.
athletics by chance?
I am.
Okay, then you can swim. Thank goodness. Remember in old editions of D&D when you needed a proficiency in swimming to swim? Oh, those were the days, right, fellas?
Wow.
You'll
couldn't
never
be
take
me.
me alive.
Okay, so to make sure, the plan is climb down the cliff to get into the water or onto the beach or...
Down, if we see some place to hide, we hide. But if we need to go all the way down, we go all the way down.
Yeah.
Okay. You both roll me a 1d20. Oh, wait, no. Don't actually... Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Okay. Well.
Roll me a 1d100 instead.
Okay.
Just multiply the number by 5.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
It's pretty good. What's Gibby thinking about? Is that...
Yo, hello.
Yugu.
It's me.
Oh.
I see fucking Yugus. Where's yours,
Do you
Nav?
want? Okay, I didn't know you wanted us both to roll one.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Oof.
Why did I roll that? I want to roll these. Yugo, you start scaling down the cliffs invisibly. As we've talked about before, you still see yourself. No one can see you. So Nav starts free climbing down this thing. I'm gonna need just quick athletics checks to make sure nobody falls off, but if you have a climb speed, you can ignore it. Just don't roll like below a 5. Should be fine.
Not that. Mine's a coming. Mine's a coming.
Okay. I felt the 5 there somewhere. You start climbing down, and this cliff is like 200 to like 500 feet off of the sea level. So it starts off kind of slow the closer inland you get, and then gets taller and taller till you're at the tree itself. You're not at that big ass tree. You're just over in fucking like right next to the road, off like this coast right here, having headed into like the deeper sections. So you abandon the cart somewhere, and you start scaling down the cliffs. You hear sirens in the distance. You are sweaty and nervous, especially you, Nav, as you like are free climbing, and you're not that confident in your strength here. Yugu's nails dig into the rock, and you can kind of hear him, and like he's still invisible for like the next 20 seconds. But you guys scale down maybe like 100 feet of this thing when you indeed see like a hole within the cliff. It is about like 2 to 3 feet wide, and it's like 7 feet tall. It's kind of like a slit almost. Closer to Yugu than Nav.
Yeah, this, we can fit in here. You see this little hole over here?
I'm coming.
Squeeze in there. Okay, I'll be up on the high point, so you go down.
Nav, I need you to roll me either a dexterity stealth check as you look up to just gauge where people are looking at you or trying to search you out. So either a dexterity stealth check or a strength saving throw to yeet yourself into the cavern before you're spotted.
Ooh.
Tough choice.
They're both gonna be the same, so yeeting myself sounds more fun. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Nav, you jump forward, thinking it'd be more fun. As you're like, oh shit, I gotta make a desperate ploy here. You watch Nav overshoot or undershoot, I guess, as he just starts going further and further down towards the ocean. He's level 8, right? He can't die from, like, hitting the water at, what, 100 feet up?
Dive?
Actually, 100 feet's not too bad as you slap the water, Nav. Go ahead and roll 10d6 for us. As you just hit the deck.
You should be fine.
You should be fine.
So roll max.
10d6.
This would have
33?
It's fine.
It's
only
fine.
half my health.
You slap into it. Someone, Yugu,
my
you
health.
hear, like, holy fuck, he jumped! Above you, like 100 feet up. Mr. Underground wants to redeem a flashback. Nav's regrets. Nav, as you're falling down, looking up towards the cave where Yugu rematerializes in a look of fear and horror, what are you thinking about right before the back of your head hits the top of the ocean water? Bonus points if the word is Maria.
Do I go with a meme, or which is keeping with the moment, or do I just like kill the moment?
It's up to you, man. It's your flashback, Chief.
What do you regret?
What's your regrets?
No regrets.
This is Nav backstory that I don't think anybody knows. the flight from Big Stinky trying to leave its borders. Nav was running with his brother and sister. Maybe not like biologically, but like, you know, bond wise. Not like D&D bond, but like relation. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean.
Family.
They were being pursued, and Nav like tripped and fell in like a foxhole or something. He got hidden. And he watched his 2 family members get gunned down. Because, deserters and how wartime people treat deserters. And it's really stupid, but his biggest regret is he's unsure himself. It's either that he didn't die with them or that they didn't fall with him. Which, I mean, if they fell with him, it probably would have wound up, like, they all probably would have died anyway, but... Because, 3 going missing is different than 1 person going missing, but... Yeah.
True. You fall into the water. It hurts briefly before you sink and submerge, joining the ocean, where we will cut to Yugu, who hears this echoing voice coming from behind him like, hello?
Wait, behind me?
Yeah, you turn around and there's like 2 red eyes just gleaming in the darkness.
Oh, hello. Could you, for a moment, just be quiet? I'm trying to hide.
Oh. Okay.
When the sirens go away, we can talk, okay?
Okay.
Man, it would be a real shame if we had be a real shame that fucking
Good
Nav
one,
didn't have
Zane.
our-
That's a good fucking... You deliver that punchline so tight.
would be a shame if we happen to have a specific item that would help swimming.
True.
Yeah, it's called Be a Lizard Person.
True.
Yeah. Would be a
Very
shame.
true.
I
It
was
would be
like-
a shame.
At the fall, I was like, is this really how Nav is gonna die? After all this bullshit.
All the bullshit.
Police
slip.
escape gone wrong.
That's
So long
how
as you didn't
Bonnie
die
and Clyde ended, right?
Yeah. Gunned down in the streets.
Well then. We're gonna fast forward some time here as Mirth and Zane head towards the tree. Where I guess we'll pass the police line do not cross tape right next to... Well, how long does your cart last?
4 hours.
Okay, so it's gone by the time, like... Yeah.
I just realized we lost 2 charisma-based characters.
Yeah.
I get the feeling
Yeah.
I am with the vampire, so don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
You are indeed with the vampire. Ariel Redmoon is hanging out in this little cavern system within the rocks during her time when the sun is out. She is quiet company, to say the least. And honestly, you kind of forget that she's like right there next to you whenever she closes her eyes. She blends perfectly in with the darkness. Eventually, the sirens do stop. We're just gonna keep Nav. We're gonna do Nav next week since we're kind of running out of time here. Nav may go on his own little mini adventure and become like a fish man or become a fisher.
Wanted fugitive.
Is this how he changes warlock professions to fathomless?
No. Anyway,
Yeah, okay, hello. Are you, by any chance, the vampire Red Moon?
yes, I am.
Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so, we were
What's
actually...
your name?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am Yugu. You can see I'm red lizard person.
Yes, yeah, that's
I'm
an oddity here, I'm told.
exactly. Also, did you know you can't cast spells here? It's like illegal.
Well, yeah, it's a bunch of scared humans who don't understand what magic is.
See, I did not know that.
Maybe you lack empathy.
Hmm, maybe. I am used to only being with my family, who is mostly magical, and they like it when I do stuff like that. These people, they do not like it.
It just reminds me of the olden days, honestly.
Oh, that is good. How old are you, if it's not rude to ask?
Woo! You don't just ask a girl about her age, Mr. Yugu.
Well, you were saying the old days, and I don't know if that means, a couple hundred years, a couple thousand years. Do you know Hephaestus?
I knew him briefly, yeah.
Oh, whoa. Oh, wait. Oh my god, you knew Hephaestus? Okay, never mind. Back on track. I'm
Are you a
sorry.
fan of his? You shouldn't be if you are.
More like I hope whatever he did never happens again, and I want to know everything about him to prevent it happening again.
You know, that's what a fan would say if they want to do the exact same thing he did.
Yeah, I don't feel like murdering all my friends and enslaving my family.
She looks to the gloves that are concealing your hands, Yugo, seeming to perceive something beyond what you are covering. Maybe it's the fact that even in your mind, it's blood on your hands, and she is just so happens to be a vampire. She just kind of gives a uh-huh.
Anyway, back on track. I know you're a very important person here, and I
Am
have some
I?
friends. Well, do you know the good Sir Alabaster, Gordon?
Maybe.
Damn, okay.
It rings a bell. I think I met one of his peasants or serfs, slaves, potentially.
I don't think.
Servants.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to keep slaves here.
I mean, we're all slaves to something, right?
This is true, but you cannot be slave to another person.
Sure, you
Either way.
can.
Okay.
Have you ever
You got
loved
me.
someone?
Yeah, no, you got me. But not slave in like they own you, but they can own you emotionally, but not physically.
I'd say the former is worse than the latter.
Yeah, but I don't know. These people here are weird. What can
Maybe
I
that's
say?
just my immortal privilege showing. I'm sorry for getting you off subject.
No, no,
What?
no. You truly are an important person.
No,
I can
please,
understand
welcome
it.
into my cave. Jesus. Step into my office.
Does it go more? I can't see in dark. Do you
It
mind?
goes for like 20 more feet. This one isn't the cool one. I got caught out by
Uh,
Abaddon.
is it? I don't see in the dark. Could you take my hand, or I could make a small light? Which
If
one
you
is
want,
preferable? Well, lead me in somewhere safer,
it
please.
does.
I'm feeling a little.
I don't actually want to touch you. I'm sorry.
Ah,
I'm trying not to touch anybody. It's not like a you thing. It's a me thing.
no, no. I understand. Vampires. I had a friend. He died, became a vampire. You do weird things.
Oh yeah.
Well, at last I heard he was digging a tunnel to anywhere.
What the fuck? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought vampires just did weird things.
I mean, it's supposed to make sense.
I don't. It's whoosh. But
Okay,
I
well.
will make a small light then, and let me find some place we can sit and chat. And I'll cast the light cantrip.
Okay. You now illuminate as she's like, hides her face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know. Just a little moment. So I can find some place.
Yeah. You see this, like, silver-skinned, albino-haired, alienly attractive entity that is more or less just sitting on a far too fancy dress to be used as, like,
A cushion?
spelunking gear? For lack of a better word? I mean, she's living in a cavern here. Maybe it's just ample use of a prestidigitation spell to, like, keep it clean
Ooh.
or amended. But, yeah, it's kind of awkward seeing this person just surrounded by dirty cavern rocks and a lot of beetles.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Lennon's there. No. Alright. That was a 1-2 setup. I'm sorry.
Really, it was pretty good.
You
I'll find a
stare at this
place.
person who's blinking at you with bright red eyes.
Yeah,
Hi.
just sorry. I'm gonna find a place to sit down, put away, I don't know, what I lit, a rock or something, and just stuff it. Put it somewhere where for the next hour it won't be blinding her. Um, yeah, so I heard from my friend, Alabaster, you are one of these mogul things. We need
Am
your
I?
help. I don't know what it means exactly, but I came here and he said that I have to convince at least 5 of you to help us overthrow the Archon. Do you like the Archon?
I don't hate him.
Okay,
I
that's
moved in
fine.
here like 8 months ago, man. I don't know why. What?
See, this is probably the worst conversation. I also don't know exactly what we are doing, so maybe we should wait for my friends. They are smart.
Okay.
You want to play a game? Or what do you usually do before the night?
I wait.
That is all?
I contemplate. Sometimes I sing scary songs when I hear people up there. She just points up.
Oh, I like playing music. I'll pull out my lute.
Are there,
Do you
like,
want.
police looking for you?
Yeah, that was all the loud screeching noises. And my friend. Oh, wait, can you swim?
No.
Oh, that's right, vampire. I forget.
Yes.
I'm sorry. My friend fell into the water. I think he's alive, but I guess we'll just have to wait.
I hope he's a strong swimmer. Jeez.
Oh, yes, Nav is very strong. I say, convincing myself.
You look left and right, unsure if what you said is a lie or not. Uh, I guess we can flash forward to when Mirth and Zane finally meet you, Yugu, at the Gilded Glade in the dead of night. The moon is bright and full. Tomorrow, you're supposed to meet with the War Master at some time.
As we're waiting for night to fall, Zane, not knowing where either Yugu or Nav are, will cast Sending to Nav. just, just very quickly, where are you?
We'll cut back to Nav, and just don't answer him. I am instructing you not to answer because I have some memes prepared for next time.
Fuck you.
Zane,
don't-
you get no response. It gets sucked into the temporal vortex that is metagaming. And you are now standing before Yugu and Ariel Redmoon and like 13, like 15 to like 21-year-olds who are like doing calisthenics and preparing to like dance.
I'll say during this whole time, once people start showing up, I'll just play some music. Something relaxing, long tones.
Yeah.
Something people would like to stretch to, you know? They're
Understood.
gonna be dancing, so they need music.
Fair. Mirth, you get to see this strange being that looks more like a statue than a person. Their eyes glow red, like a red light bulb. I don't know how to compare.
Hello.
She greets you. Says, hi. I met your friend Yugu in a cave. He told me about you. Hi, Runt. She just says.
That's all well and good. Yugu, where's Nav?
Oh, he fell in the water a few hours
You
ago.
what now?
Yeah,
A
no,
few hours ago.
he fell in, and I saw him swim away, so he was alive. But I don't know. He might be still getting chased by the police.
Uh,
The Coast Guard
okay.
got involved.
But anyways, it's
Oh,
great that cycled. You know each other.
What?
He-
ignore him. He
It's
says
great that you guys
random
know each
words every
other.
once in a while.
Oh. Okay, I thought I heard something in there, but never mind. What's the deal? Who's this alabaster fella?
Uh, so basically, we're from Toast and from the mainland.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here to convince people to side with Toast and probably kick out the Archon.
That siding with...
Uh,
Is Tulsa gonna invade here?
What?
And, like, some
no,
of the
no,
younger
definitely not.
guys,
What?
like, start to turn their
No,
head?
no, of course not.
Zane quiets down to where he at least wants to try to get the other people not directly involved with this conversation to not listen.
Here, actually, why don't, if it is okay with you, Miss Redmoon, I can let us talk with our brains. It take 10 minutes. Want to do that instead?
I'd
Before
rather
our...
not.
okay.
Can you just use your voices like normal people?
We
Can we go someplace a little more...
Yeah, step into my hall. He moves to under a branch as I steal another man's joke. You walk away, go behind the great big gilded tree, which is a beautiful, like, golden trunk of a tree. It seemed, well, more amber than gold, but it just is leaking this weird sap that gives it a yellowish color even in the dead of night. There are these, like, weird, not acorns, but, like, orbs that are probably some kind of nut within there as well, of a similar color, which just seems to collect moonlight. And she greets you again, introduces herself as Ariel Redmoon, and states, alright, so, Tolst is not invading. What do
No.
you want with me specifically?
we are
Well, we want
we
your
are
support.
here.
One at
We
a
are
time,
here.
please.
We are here to request that you support the War Master, as there is a bit of a struggle going on between the War Master and the Archon.
Oh. So somebody wants me to blackmail people?
N-
Not exactly. We need
Not
the...
as far as we were told.
We need a majority vote of these really important people, is what Alabaster said. We need at least 5
Should
of you.
should I just be talking to him?
Um,
That
I,
that
he
is
does...
why we are here. It is because he cannot do that.
Where does he live? I'll just teleport over there.
The other side of town, kind of military. We also just got here. If you could provide us a map, I could point it out.
She cannot. She doesn't have any belongings, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
basically, we want you to support publicly, and not to support the other side. How can we convince you to do so? Like, we can tell you all about Tolst and but you already know about it, assuming.
Yeah, I understand what Tolst is. Um, Here, why don't you set up a meeting with this alabaster fellow who seems to know more about what's going on? I'll hear him out because I don't know what he would expect me to do to publicly support a warlord for a government position.
I don't think it needs to be public. There
And
is something I do not remember, a legal thing that the warlord could do to take the position from the Archon or take over, like become on top of him, to where she
We're
could
just
do things.
so I'm a dance instructor for a bunch of children. I don't know how I would help do a coup.
No,
you
it's
are well liked relatively in this community,
Thank you.
at least in this general area. I believe that is what we are going. That is what the plan is. We get people who have influence in this community and use that influence to have the current Archon resign so the War Master takes over.
Well, I would also kind of like to point out she was talking about teleporting and is kind of a vampire, and vampires are pretty strong magically as well. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
I'm wondering if there's more to this than meets the eye. Because I got here 8 months ago, and I
well,
don't know what exactly I can do to support this effort if I wanted to, which I'm not
yes.
agreeing to yet. So, why don't you go back
Fully
to
understandable.
this alabaster fellow, ask him what he expects of me, and then we can talk on a more even footing?
Yeah. Well, we know that the Archon is very anti-magic backing. Um,
Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
apparently,
Well, I just remembered something. Um, I did not think about it when we were talking earlier, but the people here really do not like demi-humans, like at all. Um, and I'm pretty sure the War Master, she is demi-human. So if we can get her to oust the Archon, she could make it better here for demi people.
I'm not a demi-human.
People,
I'm human. I'm just a vampire.
Uh, yeah, but would you not like it to be good here for everyone?
She leans in just a little bit closer to you, Yugo. You should go talk with this alabaster fellow. And then the next time we meet, we can have a real conversation about
Okay.
what's expected of us.
Oh, also, I thought about this. I can't tell you where he is, but I can show you.
Okay, he's reached out before, subtly? So, if he wants to do that, or send one of you back here with a letter while you're invisible or something, I don't know. You're all magical, right? I'm getting some magical vibes from these two, she says, pointing to Zane and then Runt, because she already knows that you're magical, Yugu. So why don't we call this a rain check for conniving and conspiring against whatever government runs this place?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. We'll come back. We'll talk with Mr.
Cool.
Alibaster. We'll set up a little tea time. Um, I don't know
Sure.
if everyone else wants to, but can you show me how to dance? I already know how to play, and I'm pretty good, I think, but I have no dancing.
Of course. Come with me. And she will teach you how to crab, a hip hop uh,
Can't touch
dance.
this.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Murph, do you want to learn how to dance?
You know what? I'll grace these people with my presence.
Hell yeah. Zane, you're a dancer for sure. You're an elf. What elf doesn't dance?
He's an elf with negative charisma.
That doesn't matter. You can
Man
always
can't do
enjoy
anything
dancing.
charisma.
You don't
As
have to
we
be
fade
good.
out on the scene of Runt peer pressuring Zane to learn to let go and have some fun for once in his miserable life,
Do some cocaine.
we will see you all next time on City States of Klovisa, ; The God War, Disco Team, where we will open with fucking Nav being fished out by either a whale, a fishman, or a pirate. I haven't decided yet.
Yaha.
Nav is just out here reliving the plot of Pinocchio.
But if you want to find out, you have to tune in next time.
Next week, will Nav survive? Will he drown to death? Who knows? He's got no spell slots. He used them to run away from the police.
Yep.
Oh,
Ah, shit. I should have made him a
Fucking
canoe.
warlock.
canoe. You fucking yeet a canoe out into the open ocean.
He jumped, and he took his canoe with him.
Son of a bitch.
And the coat disappeared.
Let's also not forget that Yugu is currently a wanted man at the
Yeah.
moment because he did jump off a cliff.
Very true. Alrighty, if you guys have shout-outs or any eulogies you want to give to Runt, give them now.
Want to shout out my grandma, who's been a very kind woman to me, and unfortunately does not have much time left in this world.
I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you can talk to her.
Honestly, I'm not sure if I can.
Well, good luck nevertheless. Guys, we'll be seeing you next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.